Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox, and this is as yet unnamed Rhodesian Ridgeback puppy. Woo woo! All right, you are very brave coming all the way out here to see me. You want to be in the video for a while? Okay, you can stay until you get bored. Hey, in today's video, I want to talk about shaming. You've heard it, you've read it, you may have even used the term shaming. I was recently introduced to the concept of man shaming. And then I read it again recently after Sarah Sanders was chased out of the spokesman for the Trump administration. She was chased out of a restaurant in Virginia because of who she was and who she supported and stuff like that. And there were calls to shame Trump supporters wherever you find them, kind of thing. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about. And I guess the puppy could serve as enough of an intro, but I have another intro. Should we show him the intro? Okay, cue the intro. Boom. Keep calm and Viking on. And on the back it says Viking Preparedness. These shirts are available for 7 more days, 6 or 7 more days, not many. I'll put a link down below where you can get one. All proceeds from the sales of these t-shirts are going to an orphanage, Bethany Children's Home, outside of Chiang Rai, Thailand. And I'm not keeping any of the proceeds for it. So you can help people out if you want. I'll put a link to it down below. All right, I'm going to set you down now so I can talk, because I talk with my hands. We're going to talk about shaming, something you know nothing about yet. All right. Hey, shaming. What a concept. It kind of struck me because I guess I'm cutting the bottom line up front where it belongs. I don't feel shame for much. So the whole concept of man shaming, people were, and I may get it a little bit wrong, but people were accusing me, moi, of man shaming, because I was telling men they need to man up and quit doing this and quit doing that and start acting like a man. And they're like, oh, look at you, you're just man shaming. That's my accent for how I perceive them as talking. And then again, I heard about with Sarah Huckabee Sanders, how they were saying, let's go shame Trump supporters when you see them, shame, or ooh, you know, or make them feel bad. Here's the deal. If you're not doing anything for which you feel ashamed, how can you be shamed? How can I man shame you, MGTOW, incel, if you're not ashamed of how you're living? You can say whatever you want to me. I'm not ashamed. I try to live a righteous life according to the way Yah told us to live it. And so for that, I'm not ashamed. We can read in the Word, all those who, you know, call upon Him, who believe on Him, they're not going to be ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Here's the deal. You shouldn't be ashamed for being a Trump supporter. If you're ashamed for being a Trump supporter, you should have voted for Hillary. That was your 2 real choices. Or not vote, you know, whatever. But you should never do something for which you would be ashamed. You shouldn't act that way. You should be true to yourself. You should act as you believe you should act. And if you've done the best you can do, there's nothing to be ashamed about. The dog is chewing on the tripod. I'm picking it up now. Shame on you, little puppy, chewing on the tripod. It looks like an earthquake going off. So this whole concept of shaming, people who feel like they're being shamed by somebody else, whether that's male or female. You know, you're shaming me for voting for Trump. You're shaming me for being a liberal. You're shaming me for being a man. Grow up. Pull your underwear up, pull your bootstraps up, and get to work. And quit worrying about what other people think about you. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care what you think about me, not in the big picture. I'm not ashamed of anything I say or do. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Every now and then, yes, I will do something for which I am ashamed. And then I will approach the Father, turn it over to Him through the blood of Yeshua, and then I'm done with it. And I'm not ashamed anymore because that's not me. I move on. Those of you who are worried about being shamed need to move on. You need to not worry what you've done in the past or what people think about you. That's the problem with our society today. There's a lot of problems with our society today. But one of the big problems with our society today is we're overly concerned about what other people think about us. To a degree, it's important. I mean, if you want to get a job, it's important, ouch, that the person you're interviewing with wants you in that position, right? I mean, so to that degree, you are concerned with what they think about you. If you want to keep your job, you're concerned with what the boss thinks about your work performance, right? And you. So yeah, I'm not painting with a huge broad brush, but generally speaking, whether you like this shirt or not, I don't really care. I get comments all the time. Man, would you please trim your mustache? No, I won't. I like it this way. More importantly, my wife likes it this way, and I'm not ashamed of it. If I was ashamed of a long mustache, all right, I'll put you down. If I was ashamed of a long mustache, I wouldn't grow it. I wouldn't do those things for which I would be ashamed. Therefore, you cannot shame me. And you shouldn't be shamed either. You should be incapable of being shamed. You should have no shame. You should have no shame because your actions should be righteous. Go out there and live your life. Hold your head up. Be a man. Be a woman. Walk in righteousness, and you won't have to be ashamed. All right. I'll see you out there.